The church is called to be an extended family community.
With our love for Jesus, uniting us across all other divides.
I am Arabic.
I'm an independent voter.
I am an auntie.
I am an artist.
I am Spanish and Black.
I am a voice of NC4.
We hope that listening to the individual stories and voices of our own family members can build bridges of empathy,
leading to a shared identity and gospel reconciliation.
In this noisy world, thank you for listening.
I'm first generation Liberian. My parents are off the plane, Liberia, which is in West Africa. So I grew up around a lot of first generation Greek, first generation Haitian, Jamaican, the whole Latin community. So we grew up around a lot of people who were like us, first generation. So the culture was always rich. You know, went to each other's houses and stuff like that.
I originally grew up in Bangor, PA. My family is huge. My mom is one of 5, so her side of the family is Syrian and Sicilian, so food was a big deal for us, especially Thanksgiving was like all over the place food. We currently live in South Bethlehem, which we love actually. It's a very multi-ethnic cultural place to live. It's great.
We have 3 kids, 14, 9, and she'll be 8 2 days after Christmas. She's our Christmas baby. Right now, I stay at home. I call myself a domestic goddess. Yes, I feel like I've earned it.
I grew up here at New Covenant since 1985. So I've been in the church for like 30 plus years. I'm
honored to serve on the worship team as one of the worship leaders.
I love actually playing percussion. I like Latin music to Spanish even, the language, and being a part of the worship team now probably over 20 years.
The current conversation about race is very important to me because our family is an intercultural family. Just having the open, honest conversation with our children, especially letting them know who they are, that they carry the Liberian, which comes from me. They carry the Scottish, the Syrian, the Sicilian. That's part of who they are. It's so much deeper than skin tone. So it's important for Micah and I to have our 3 children know that you're not just Black or you're not just white. Like, it's so much more than that.
Obviously, in the past months that we've seen many unfortunate issues of people of color being beaten, killed. I've always had conversations with my kids about it, and one of my children was very disturbed by it, that it brought him to tears, wanting to know why do some white people hate Black people? Why is that?
I feel like right now our family is constantly learning and we're constantly teaching. I think that's one thing the pandemic caused everyone. They were forced to sit back and actually see this is actually going on. It's forced Micah and I to have real conversations, open conversations with our kids, especially our 14-year-old. We have to always talk to him more because he does not look the age that he is. He's 14, but looks like he's 16. The balance of being able to teach our kids to value who they are, but not be scared. We don't want kids walking around scared all the time. And we don't want to be that way. Elijah's going to drive soon. It's a reality that someone who is not a person of color does not have to think about, but that we do. We got to think about when he's driving, who he's driving with. If they're acting crazy, I'm just like, you can't be in their car. It sounds crazy. And I dislike the word Black, but this is how the society sees our sons as Black boys. So they totally disregard, this is their biological father.
I can't deny that it is very difficult to know that society views my children the way they look different than the way I look. I think what balances all that personally, and it's the hardest thing to do at times because we're human, is love. Love balances everything out. Mm-hmm. The Bible teaches us that. When you first value yourself, then you value other people. And Jesus showed us that through the scriptures, how he valued someone no matter what they looked like or what they did for a living.
One of the eye-opening things is how sometimes people act like this is all new and it's been around for a long time.
I think it's an opportunity where our eyes are open to a lot more things that if you haven't seen it, now you're seeing it. To educate yourself, to have these conversations that are very difficult, not only with friends, but with family. If you don't educate yourself in someone's culture, you're not going to know. And then you're going to be ignorant of something. And then you're going to ask questions and sound ignorant.
Micah and I are not the only intercultural couple in this church, which when I sit down and think about it, we have like a slew of intercultural couples who their shades may not be different. So that's what makes it quote unquote obvious, you know? But like, there's a beauty in that. That's the kingdom of God. We have beautiful children walking around. That's fruit of it. You know what I mean? And like Micah was saying, love, like that's what's gonna, I believe, gonna happen and give the church an opportunity to reach the lost. Some of us have biases and we don't mean to do it. Certain things is just what we grew up with. But I feel having these open conversations will force you to not be ignorant. Like you can come and ask Micah and I questions anytime. I know church is a little bit, the way it looks a little different, but when we go outside to have conversations with people, break bread. You know what I mean? Go to a restaurant. Let's just say Thai food. You ever try this? Oh, I've never had Thai food. Well, let's just go. Let's go together. And then conversations naturally. Don't force it. Just let it naturally come out.
Learn a language. Learn how to cook someone else's food that you've never cooked before. Be heavily involved in your community and also be a part of your local government. I think that's a huge way to make an impact practically, and get involved in kids' lives. If you want to see change, get involved in kids' lives.
I am Josephine Young. This is my husband, Micah Young.
We are voices of NC4.